What's up, people, my Nigerian people? How is Subsidy treating you? In Ghana, a hero has passed on. Ama Ata Aidoo. Now, why have people been protesting in Senegal? Also, if you're not from Zimbabwe, please, my Zimbabwean people need you right now to help criticize their government, because it is now against the law for them to criticize the government. My name is Adela Fayon, bringing you juicy African news. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button, by the way, before you even watch. Don't worry, it will be a good episode. Loopholes are my people. First of all, if you do not know, Nigeria spends 400 billion naira every single month on subsidizing the price of petrol. That is $867 million every month. In 1 year, we spend $10 billion on subsidy. In fact, we are presently owing $6.1 billion in outstanding subsidy payments. Nigerian government has been paying subsidy since the 70s, by the way. And removing it means the price of petrol went from about 185 naira to 500 naira per liter, depending on the states where you live. Now, the sad thing is, though subsidy was designed to help the masses, the billions of dollars is actually going to the cabal, the oil marketers, some of them even smuggling the subsidized fuel to neighboring countries in order to make more profit. It has gotten to the point where we use 96% of our revenue to service debts in Nigeria. That's how bad it is. In fact, there are speculations that the federal government may not be able to pay salaries beyond this month of June. So Nigeria is broke. That's why they are removing subsidy. So there's no doubt that subsidy needed to be removed, which was why all the popular candidates during the elections, they all promised to remove subsidy if they win. So it doesn't matter who you voted for. But having said all that, there must always be a method to our madness. So in order to ensure soft landing, by the time you remove subsidy, so that life doesn't get so difficult for the common man overnight. The price of oil went from 185 naira to 500 naira overnight. People have been queuing for fuel since the evening of the inauguration that Tinubu said. Now, the price of everything has also gone up. It's not just petrol, especially food items. And people are now trekking to and fro work. And it's just reckless to announce that subsidy is gone without having a plan. I've told you I must be the me. Now you are saying, oh, maybe we should review the minimum wage. That's like starting an operation without administering anesthesia. You don't do that. You shouldn't be looking for anesthesia in the middle of the surgery. Who does that? All I'm saying is Nigerians are in pain.
I am in pain. I am in severe pain. I can't touch this neck anymore.
Thank you, Babi Fayoshi. Now, because we are broke, the first thing to do, I think, is to look at all the loopholes where money is being wasted so that we can pay salaries. Now, as of 2016, we spend 165 billion naira every month on paying federal workers' salaries. That's according to the Minister of Finance at the time. So I'm sure it will be more than that now. So, for example, we have 4 refineries that are not producing oil. Yet we are paying billions of naira in salaries to the workers there every single month. In 2020, we paid 69 billion naira to NNPC workers that did not do anything. How does that make sense? In 2021, we paid 136 billion naira. I don't know about you, but I have never seen a business owner that is paying workers that are not doing anything except in Nigeria. NNPC had shut down the 445,000 capacity refineries for over 2 years now, yet they kept paying 1,700 staff at the facilities. How does that make sense? Make it make sense. So if we stop spending billions on people that are not working, maybe we will find the money for people that are doing what? That are working. Also, can we stop the salaries of the ghost workers? Last year, they fished out 70,000 ghost workers and saved 220 billion naira. But according to the ICPC, we are still paying 50 billion naira to ghost workers. Haba, it's not a small amount of money. And let's not forget ghost pensioners as well. Nigeria allegedly pays 1 billion naira every month to ghost pensioners. Now, this doesn't mean that they are paying the salaries of these people that are dead. It just means that some people are diverting the money into their personal account. So that's this 1 billion every month. Also, what are we doing about the 600,000 barrels of oil that is being stolen every single day, that is costing us $700 million every month? I mean, just this $700 million, which is about 322 billion naira, is more than enough for us to pay salaries of federal workers this month of June or July. You get what I'm saying? Just the few amount of money that I have mentioned, the one you are paying the NNPC workers that are not working, the ghost workers that you are paying, the money that we are losing to the oil theft would be enough to pay salaries in the meantime, at least for the next 3 months while we are working on removing subsidy. So the moment we have the money for salary, we can now focus on how to remove subsidy in a way that it won't hurt the common people like it's doing right now. Another thing is budget padding, by the way. ICPC said that our ministers in Nigeria, the different departments that we have and agencies, that they've duplicated projects worth 400 billion naira. That is also something that can pay salaries. Another thing to do is to curb wastage by reducing government convoys. You know, besides spending too much money on new fleet of cars for our governors, our ministers, their aides, this, that, all these people have to hire more security, buy fuel for those cars and everything. We are wasting too much money. Why do they need more than 5 cars? I don't get it. Now, after tying up all these loose ends before removing subsidy, you were supposed to meet with all the stakeholders. You know, like meet with the labor union, everybody involved, and come to a middle ground. You don't just take steps that will affect people's lives without carrying them along. The people have to be at the table now where the decisions are being made about their lives. It shows disregard for the people. Now you are talking about increasing minimum wage. You were supposed to have done that before removing subsidy. You should also have transportation arrangements planned for the people for the next 2-3 months, you know, while you remove their shock absorber, the subsidy. You should have maybe temporary arrangements, like all the trains will be free for the next 3 months, or government buses will be taking people for free for the next 2 to 3 months. I know that it won't be enough. Not everybody can fit in the government bus or government train. I understand that. But if we have that option, even if it's not enough for everybody, the private bus owners will not be charging ridiculous amount of money because they know, okay, at least half the people have the option of taking free bus provided by the government. Now, this next point is debatable because I know that it could take years, but I still think we should talk about it. A lot of Nigerians depend on petrol, not for transportation, but to power their generator in order for them to run their everyday lives. Turn on their TV, turn on AC, turn on fridge. Then, most business owners in Nigeria depend on generators, and I'm not even talking about big businesses. A tailor needs a generator, otherwise, they will not be able to sew your clothes. Drink sellers, they need generator to refrigerate their drinks. Vulcanizers, they need generator to run their equipment. So honestly, if we can fix electricity first, dependency on petrol will not be as much as it is right now. And I know people will say we're already broke, we don't have time. In 2 to 3 months, we can't fix electricity. I know, I said it already. But I still think that it's time for us to start diversifying our electricity source. The good thing is, before leaving office, Buhari signed an amendment bill allowing each state of Nigeria to generate, transmit, and distribute their own electricity, even in areas that are already covered by the national grid. Right now, our national grid capacity is only 12,522 megawatts, and that is really small for a country of 200 million people. To put it in perspective, South Africa, a country of 60 million, their domestic electricity generation capacity is 58,000 megawatts. That's about times 5 of what we have in Nigeria. It is time for each state to start thinking about how to invest in solar panel, windmill, even if it's one local government at a time. With the abundance of sun that we have in Nigeria, it will make a huge impact. In so many countries, by the way, the government gives incentives for people to invest in solar power or even drive electric vehicles. Our governors can do the same in Nigeria. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the subsidy removal. And if you are in Nigeria, how are you coping? The long-term solution is, when will NNPC start refining its own oil? Because if we are refining our own oil in our own country, then we won't have to be shipping out crude oil, refining it. These are all the things that they've been subsidizing, importing it back. All those cost of transportation, cost of refining abroad. And I know that Dangote now has his own refinery, but he's yet to start operating. I don't even know why they didn't wait for him to start operating before removing the subsidy. Anyway, that about that. I know that I don't always make sense, but let me know what you guys think about everything we talked about. And if you have other solutions, please put it in the comment section. So moving on to Ghana, guys, our deepest condolences to the people of Ghana on the passing of popular author, poet, playwright, activist, and feminist Mama Ama Ata Aidoo.
She has left an indelible mark. The esteemed icon's legacy will continue to inspire many forever. Ama Ata Aidoo was born in a village near Salt Pond in the central region. At the age of 15, she decided to be a writer. She studied literature at the University of Ghana, where she produced her first play. Her works, such as The Dilemma of a Ghost, Our Sister Killjoy, and Changes, celebrated African women. She won many awards, including the 1992 Commonwealth Writers' Prize for Best Book, Africa.
Oh, I'm telling you, what a fearless woman who called a spade a spade.
Since we met you people 500 years ago, look at us. We've given everything. You are still taking. I mean, where will the whole Western world be without Africa? Our cocoa, our timber, our gold, our diamonds, our platinum, everything you are is us.
You see, some of you didn't know that is who I was talking about, but you've seen her videos. That woman was before her time, man. We're so happy that she lived to be 81, but we never want to let them go. You know what I mean? Nevertheless, she was outspoken, even in her old age.
I am a feminist. A feminist is just somebody, not necessarily a woman, who believes in the potential of women to get to the highest possible level of development.
Wow, thank you so much, my mother.
My problem with seeing African women are, the quintessentially world oppressed and so on and so forth, is that it removes any agency from African women, as if we are just there, to be oppressed, to make babies.
We're grateful for all that you did while on this side of eternity. May your soul continue to rest in peace. Now move closer, my people. If you're not from Zimbabwe, it is time for you to start paying attention to what is happening in Zimbabwe, my Zimbabwe, as they prepare for elections this coming August. Guess what? The parliament has passed a new bill to criminalize criticizing the government.
Lawmakers in Zimbabwe have approved a controversial bill that outlaws criticism of the country's government. Now, the so-called patriotic bill has sparked fears of a potential crackdown on dissent. One clause that criminalizes acts that, quote, damage the sovereignty and national interest of Zimbabwe. In extreme cases, violators face up to 20 years behind bars.
Can you imagine? Violators face up to 20 years behind bars if the president should sign this bill. Now, the ridiculous thing is, the government is saying, well, this bill is going to help citizens to love their country and show patriotism.
Now, journalists have criticized the law as an unconstitutional attempt to muzzle free speech and criminalize criticism of the president and his party. Now, the ruling ZANU-PF party says that this is meant to encourage the people of Zimbabwe to love their country.
What nonsense. A government is not doing well and they don't want the people to criticize them. Yet, they are saying we are doing this so you can love your country. No, we are not little kids now. Zimbabwe.
These elections, do you expect them to be free and fair?
Quite clearly, no. We were stopped from discussing amendments to the Electoral Act because our law says you can't pass any amendments once the proclamation for elections has been made. And as you know, elections were proclaimed yesterday. Opposition leaders are in prison.
Zimbabwean officials, where are you learning this from? Guys, we have to shine our lights to what is happening in Zimbabwe, such as the gold mafia, which implicated some powerful men of God and some powerful politicians. Actually, it's possible that this is why they are passing this bill after the gold mafia was exposed. So we need to talk about that in another episode. Meanwhile, in Senegal, it's heartbreaking to see the lives that were lost during the protests that broke out after opposition leader Usman Sonko was sentenced to 2 years in prison for a crime that they called corrupting youth.
Riots broke out in Senegal's capital Dakar on Thursday after opposition leader Usman Sonko was sentenced to 2 years in jail. The court ruling, which Sonko says was based on politically motivated charges, undermines his chances of running for the presidency next year.
At first, he was accused of rape. And then when they couldn't prove that, they said he's corrupting the youth. What does that mean? Sonko came third in the 2019 presidential election, by the way. If you're wondering who he is, he's very popular among the youth. His supporters say that all these things are efforts to prevent him from running in the 2024 presidential election next year. Sonko is considered the president's main competition. They are president right now. And you know, speaking of the president, Sonko has asked him publicly to say whether or not he won't seek a third term in office. The president came in 2012, he ran again in 2019. So the president did not answer that question on whether or not he will run next year. But he said it is not unconstitutional for him to seek a third term. And we were like, well, opposition members are saying it is unconstitutional. I guess we'll soon find out whether or not the president is running for a third term next year. But before I end this show, guys, please help me thank TuLan Foods for sending me all these goodies. All the way from Nigeria. I've told you about their Garri, that it is the best in the market. Please, you cannot even debate that. I cannot even wait to make this amala because I tasted their Garri and I was not disappointed. So I'm really looking forward to this amala. And not only that, they sent me Moringa Seeds, which is really good fiber, helps with digestion, really good source of antioxidants, promotes healthy skin, and so on. It's 40% protein. It has 9 essential amino acids, and they sent me these dates. It is from their farm in northern Nigeria. This is sliced and seedless dates, which you can put in your cereal or in your salad, or you can put it in your dessert. You can even eat it like that if you want. Me, I like to make my milk, so I like to add dates to my milk. Oh shit, this date is about to be gone. And by the way, you can switch this for your sugar. We don't eat sugar in our house. We eat honey or dates. So we will blend this to use it as sugar. It's more nutritious. It's very healthy. It's way better than eating sugar. So if you're watching this and you live in the US, you can now get all these items from their Amazon store. The link will be in the description below. And if you live in Nigeria, you can get it from their website, TuLan Farms. Just go to shop and you will see all their produce and you can buy it from their website, and they deliver in Lagos, I believe. And huge congratulations to all the graduates of this summer who are watching this show. We love you guys. We're so proud of you. Shout out to Pupo Ajagbe, who graduated from the University of Louisville in Louisville, Kentucky, with a degree in sports administration. We are so proud of you. Congrats to his family, the Ajagbes, Uncle Sheye and Auntie Bumi Ajagbe. Congratulations to you guys. We're so proud of your son, and I believe that he's gotten a job in Dallas, Texas. My Dallas people, please help me take care of Pupo. Pupo is my man. And don't forget that Grace Ofure launched a new estate, the Wealth Garden. It's sold out, I'm sorry, but the commercial plot is not. If you're thinking about commercial plot near the Dangote area, please make sure that you contact them, and contact them about phase 2 as well. Phase 1 is sold out. Phase 2 is also selling right now. Please make sure that you contact them about it, but I don't believe they are still giving out 20% discount. It is 10% discount now, but the commercial plot is still selling, and you can still get the 20% discount on the commercial plot. Did you guys click the thumbs up button yet? Thank you so much for watching. Please share on your social media platforms so that more people can watch this episode. All right, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, I'm watching you on Plasma TV. Press the subscribe button and the bell button. Until next time, I'm gonna see you later. Peace out.